In the 90s rock scene, a trio from Newcastle, Australia, known as Silverchair, accomplished the remarkable. Their debut album, Frogstomp, broke records by charting in the top 10 in America, a feat unmatched since Men at Work's success in 1982. They also revived Australia's global music presence, following In Excess's last top 10 success 5 years earlier. But Silverchair's meteoric rise was followed by a mysterious fall, leaving fans curious and intrigued. How did they go from teenage rock prodigies to legends? Join us on an electrifying journey through their story, filled with passion, rebellion, and the power of music. Before we kick off this musical journey, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for a wild ride through music history. It all started with a young and musically inclined teenager, Daniel Johns, who grew up in a home where the thunderous sounds of Black Sabbath and Deep Purple records reverberated through the air. His destiny took a crucial turn when he joined forces with a schoolmate, Ben Gillies, a drummer with his own dreams. Together, in 1992, they began jamming, fueling their aspirations to make music that mattered. Their mission for musical seriousness led them to enlist bassist Chris Joannou, and under the moniker Innocent Criminals, they started on a journey that would redefine rock history. At that time, the town of Newcastle was a blue-collar hub, a stark contrast to the big things they wanted to achieve. As they practiced and honed their craft, Silverchair began to find their own unique voice, inspired by the likes of Pearl Jam, a band that had captured their hearts. The spring of 1994 brought a twist of fate. A neighbor of Daniel Johns shared news of a demo tape contest called Pick Me, which was being aired on the TV show Nomad and sponsored by the local radio station Triple J FM. Daniel Johns initially had doubts, reflecting on past experiences of contests that led to nowhere. But, against his skepticism, they submitted their tape, and with Tomorrow as their calling card, they entered a competition that would change their lives. Over 800 entries poured into the contest, and Silverchair's tape, still under their old moniker Innocent Criminals, was among them. What happened next was pure magic. A judge on the show, a video director named Robert Hambling, listened to their almost 7-minute demo of Tomorrow and was left utterly blown away. It was a breath of fresh air in a sea of bizarre and dreadful submissions, including songs about tuna fish and heavily sampled movie clips. Robert Hambling was convinced that they had discovered something extraordinary. The other judges agreed, and Silverchair emerged as the victors, earning the grand prize, which included a full-day recording session to refine Tomorrow and a video shoot at an old prison. By June of 1994, the video for Tomorrow was already airing on the TV show Nomad, and Triple J FM added the song to their rotation. Within a week of Silverchair receiving radio airplay, record labels were scrambling to sign them. John's mother, who was managing the group at the time, was inundated with inquiries from Australian labels, including Murmur, owned by Sony. Interestingly, the label representatives went to a local Newcastle pub, the Jules Tavern, for a meeting. However, since the boys were underage, they were not allowed to perform at the pub, so they ended up playing in the adjacent restaurant. Ultimately, Silverchair signed with Murmur Records and released Tomorrow under their new band name, Silverchair. A month after its release, Tomorrow skyrocketed to the top of the charts in Australia, selling a staggering 175,000 copies. As Silverchair's star ascended, they found themselves opening for the Australian rock band Screaming Jets in the summer of 1994. The venue seated 3,500 people, and interestingly, Silverchair was the opening act. By early 1995, the band was performing at Australia's Big Day Out Festival, where they played to a crowd of more than 15,000 people, 3 times the capacity of their designated performance area. Now keep in mind that during this rapid rise to stardom, the band members were just 15 and 16 years old, still attending school. In fact, their debut album, Frogstomp, was recorded and mixed in a mere 10 days during the boys' Christmas break from school. Understanding the challenges of balancing school and an exciting music career, the band's school principal accommodated their schedule, restructuring classes for their last 2 years until graduation. They even received special credits for their music pursuits. Silverchair was not your typical rock band. Their parents took on the roles of managers, chaperoning the young rockers on tour. In a whirlwind, they embarked on 4 tours of the United States in just 8 months, opening for bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Ramones. By the end of the day, Frogstomp had achieved remarkable success. It was certified double platinum in America, triple platinum in Canada by the CRIA, and multi-platinum in Australia, thanks to the single Tomorrow. The album peaked at number 9 on the Billboard charts. In 1996, Rolling Stone magazine estimated that the trio earned around $1 million each, with their parents setting up trust funds to secure their financial future. When it came to critics, many felt that the band's debut album relied too heavily on their Seattle grunge influences. Although comparisons to Nirvana were frequent, Johns denied that the trio were major Nirvana fans, but confessed to being bigger fans of Pearl Jam. Notably, the director who shot the music video for Tomorrow was Mark Pellington, known for his work on Pearl Jam's Jeremy video. Silverchair faced criticism head-on, with Daniel Johns responding, and I'm quoting, "The people who say stuff like that are just dumb, old fucks who can't remember what it's like to be young. Just because you're a teenager doesn't mean you don't have those emotions. Those people are just jaded." The band's early success was accompanied by unexpected twists, including a murder trial in the United States. 2 teenagers who had committed a heinous crime in Washington state blamed Silverchair's song Israel's Son for inspiring their actions. However, the band was acquitted of any involvement in the crime. In May of 1996, the Silverchair trio geared up for an exciting new musical chapter. At the tender age of 17, they ventured back into the recording studio, armed with a resolute goal: crafting a second album that would solidify their place in the music world, proving they were far from one-hit wonders. One striking decision set this phase apart. They kicked their parents out of the recording studio. This bold move granted them the creative freedom to explore uncharted musical territories without external influences. The fruit of this newfound creative independence was Freak Show, an album that exposed a darker, more experimental side of Silverchair's music. Departing from the grunge-inspired sound of their debut, Frogstomp, this album featured weightier guitars, intricate arrangements, and lyrics that delved into introspection. It marked a significant transformation as Daniel Johns, the band's frontman, assumed a more prominent role in the creative process. In February of 1997, Freak Show was unveiled to the world, securing the 12th spot on the Billboard charts in America. Now, though it didn't reach the commercial heights of Frogstomp, it earned critical acclaim for its maturity and sophistication. Among the standout tracks, Abuse Me emerged as a haunting and powerful composition, tackling the painful issue of domestic violence. Daniel Johns penned this emotionally charged song after reading about a tragic news story involving a woman who suffered at the hands of her husband. Another notable track, Freak, offered a scathing critique of the media's portrayal of outsiders. The music video was a bold challenge to conventional notions of gender and sexuality, featuring Johns and his bandmates in drag. The Freak Show era marked a turning point in Silverchair's career, affirming their willingness to take risks and venture into new musical horizons. It cemented their reputation as one of the most innovative and thrilling rock bands of their generation. However, this period in Daniel Johns' life was also fraught with personal challenges. He battled anxiety, depression, and an eating disorder, and these struggles seeped into the album's deeply introspective lyrics. Throughout his career, Daniel Johns continued to grapple with mental health issues. In 2002, he was diagnosed with reactive arthritis, which compelled the cancellation of several tour dates. In 2009, he survived a life-threatening overdose of sleeping pills. Nonetheless, Daniel Johns remained a remarkable musician, celebrated for his skills as a songwriter, singer, and guitarist. He also became a fearless advocate for mental health awareness. In 2002, Silverchair released their 4th album, Diorama, which ventured into more orchestral and experimental territory, a departure from their earlier work. While it may not have achieved the same commercial success, peaking at number 92 on the Billboard charts in America, it highlighted their commitment to artistic exploration. The band entered an indefinite hiatus in 2003, but reunited in 2005 for a charity performance. In 2007, they released their fifth and final album, Young Modern, a return to their rock roots. It reached the #1 spot in Australia, securing commercial success. In 2011, Silverchair disbanded due to creative differences, marking the end of a significant era. Despite the separation, the band members maintained an amicable relationship and held open the possibility of a future reunion. Silverchair's story is one of impressive achievements and personal battles. They released 5 critically acclaimed albums, sold over 6 million records worldwide, and collected numerous accolades, including 21 ARIA awards. Their music underwent significant transformation over the years, transitioning from the grunge-inspired sounds of their early albums to the more experimental and orchestral tones of their later work. Throughout their journey, they remained steadfast to their artistic vision and never shied away from taking risks. If you enjoyed watching this video, please smash that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our latest releases.